In this video, I'm going to show you some of the different mission types and how they're completed within the platform, as well as how to check on the progress of your students submitting those projects. So let's go to the Courses tab over here on the left in the navigation pane. Select the course, and I'm going to go into the first module in this course. So I'm going to let it load up, and you'll notice that every module has 3 different mission types. We've got lessons, editors, and the quizzes. The lessons are the content. This is where we introduce the material that the learner needs to know in order to complete the following missions. So let's take a look at one of those. Inside the lesson, we always start with an overview or an introduction of all the objectives of this lesson. We cover the material, and as they work their way through, they'll come across these knowledge check questions. They do need to answer these questions correctly in order to be able to use the arrows to navigate to the next section of the lesson. So let's submit this, and I got the wrong answer here. So we provide an explanation of why that's not the right one, and they do need to go through and find the correct solution and submit that before the arrow will be unlocked. So they can keep working their way through. On the last page, they will see a summary of what they covered in the lesson, and when they're ready to finish, just click the Finish button down here in the lower right-hand corner, and that will take them to the next mission. I already did that one in this profile, so it just brought me back to the main menu. If I'm inside of the next lesson, for example, I can use this navigation pane here on the left-hand side, and I can see all of the missions that are available inside of this module. So I just did lesson 1. Right now I'm in lesson 2, but I'm going to skip ahead and I'm going to go to this editor here real quick. So this is one of the editor missions that the students will encounter in the course. Here on the left-hand side is one of the 3 areas that this editor is divided into. This is the compiler. Any code that is added here is going to be interpreted by the computer and then output on the right here when I hit the Run Code button. How do I know what to do? I need to read the description here. In this case, I want to write some HTML code that's going to produce the output like what's shown here in the white box. So I need something that says main heading with big bold font, and I know that that's an H1 heading. The student would have seen that in the lessons, as well as 2 paragraphs that say application content 1 and application content 2. There is a hint that you need to use the p tags, so that's how I know that these are paragraphs. So I can start adding some code. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. So let's start adding some code. From the lesson, the students would know that they need to add an HTML tag. So it adds I add the opening one and it adds the closing tag automatically. Then I can start writing the content inside. So I'm just copying this directly from the output here. Application heading 1, and I can just copy, and paste that, 1 and 2. And so if I want to see how I'm doing, I can go ahead and run this code, and I can see the output. Now this isn't quite right? It's all in one line, doesn't have the formatting, but let's check our work anyways. And yeah, the checking device inside of here is giving us the same feedback. This is what we want it to look like. This is what we've got with our current code. So we're not quite there. Let's get a hint. Click on the hint button up here on the right, and we can see that I have made a typo. So this stuff that's highlighted here in red, I actually need to remove that. That's not the wording that I was supposed to type. So that's an error. I'll fix that. The green is what I need to add. So it's showing me I need to add those 2 paragraph tags. And yeah, that main heading, it was an H1. It's a header with the biggest, boldest default formatting. So let's go back and add some of that stuff. Let's retry this. So I had application heading. What's it supposed to do? Application content. Okay. And let's go ahead and add our header tags and put that text back inside of it. Now we have an opening and a closing header tag, and I've still got those other 2 paragraphs. Let's see how we're doing. A little bit closer. Now the heading matches, but these still aren't quite right. Let's go back. Now let's say that you weren't sure what the solution was, or you just wanted to see it. We've got you covered. So all you need to do is load the model answer, and the full solution to this editor will pop up for you. So there's that header with the H1 tags, and there's the paragraph tags that need to go around that application, content 1 and 2 paragraphs. Now when we run the code, it looks like it's supposed to. We can check our work, and they do indeed match, and we've done it correctly, and we can go to the next mission. These editors are usually followed by a quick quiz that reviews some of the material from the course. So this one says, which of the following tags is considered the root of the HTML file? Let's say paragraph. That's not right. Paragraph is specific tag to format text like a paragraph. It's not the root. So let's try again. It's HTML. So we'll submit that one. Now we've got that right, and we can move on to the next mission. All right, let's take a look at the quiz real quick. So I'm just jumping ahead using the navigation window. And the quiz is just your typical quiz, usually multiple choice questions. Sometimes you'll see a true or false or a select all of the right answer. So if these circles are actually squares, keep an eye out for that and just make sure that you're selecting all of the correct solutions. So the question here is, what does HTML stand for? Let's pick this one, high text main language. Don't think that's the right solution, but let's try it. Once I make a selection, this confidence interval will pop up. So we want students to give us an idea of how they're feeling about their solution. Are they guessing? Or maybe they're super confident because they've heard this before, or they're really paying attention and they're really sure of their answer. So let's say this one's very confident, and let's go and just pick a few other solutions here. So at the end, hit the submit button and we can see how we did. So not too bad, actually. I got 3 out of 4 questions right, so you can see those in green. If I got the question right, it still provides an explanation. It gives us a little bit more context about the question. And for any that we got wrong, it shows us what we chose. We also give the correct answer and why. So the students will need to go back and enter their solutions. So we'll just do this one more time. And once we've got all of the questions correct, we can proceed to the next mission. So in this video, I've shown you how to navigate through the different mission types that are available in this course. Let's take one more second here, and I want to show you one more thing. If we go back to the courses, when you're looking at the modules, if you hover your mouse on this little checklist thing, it says submissions. If you click on that, you can see a breakdown of how all of the learners are doing in this specific module. So it would list their name, the mission that they were working on, what the due date was, when it was submitted, what score or experience point they got, and if it was evaluated, and if any action needs to be taken. So you'll be able to see the progress of all the learners as they progress through the individual models. If you need to look at a specific learner, you can search their name here. There's no one named Nicole that's done this module, so it's not going to pop up, but you could do that if you knew what learner you had, and then just click the back button to go back to your course. All right, so in this video, I showed you how to navigate through the modules of the course, the 3 different missions that make up each of the modules, lessons, editors, and quizzes, and how to complete those various mission types.